Okay.
All right, so this
How
session
do you?
will contain Leer, Luke, and John.
Oh, I thought
Um,
we were all saying our own names. Okay.
I decided this is better if I just say it. All right, so go ahead. Feel free to get off whatever beginning things. We know we're doing the Battle of the Bridge today. Uh, Lear is the most informed and has control or has the ability to communicate between Luke and John.
Okay.
So he will be obviously the team leader of this session.
Aye, Captain Crunch.
Is it I am?
No.
Correct, Lear. As of the moment, technically, you have possession over Lord Sorrows' armor, assuming that you wanted to claim it.
Uh, well, does it have any sort of?
It's not Volcanic, if that's what you're gonna ask.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Mhm. It presumably has its own like set of abilities in quotes.
Do I know anything about them, or can I ask?
That's up to you on whether or not you actually wore them.
Do they fit? I assume
So you're 16 right now, or are you 18 already?
18 because we skipped two.
I mean,
You are 18. Okay, so yeah, you've grown too big for them.
Okay.
Do you want the date, Michelle?
Lear, at this point, you're standing like around 7 foot tall. You're a big guy.
Okay.
So Lord Sorrows' armor fits like a 6'2" guy.
Okay.
703 is current date.
And that's with all your troops having regrouped. And by the way, Lear, I did make your character in the past say to John basically that you need the troops. John's already acknowledged it. I don't think it caused any issues, hard issues.
Okay.
Um,
There'll be some stuff that we'll discuss in game next time. Just you and I play.
You militarize Lear. Do you bring supplies? Are you planning on sieging the bridge, or have you decided to just attack it?
I mean, what did I learn from the scouts? I mean, is it look like it's something that you can do in a shorter period of time? 'Cause I feel like they're already entrenched, is what I would expect the report to say.
So yeah, they have fortifications along the bridge. There, like I said, the bridge is kind of like a twin bridge, right? So it has two different major like walk roads.
Right.
All of it's fortified to the point where you can only fit around 6 men, or 6 people can siege each walkway at a time, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a battlement near the middle of the bridge that acts kind of like a barracks. They don't have access to that for whatever reason. They just seem to not use it. And then they have like an actual outpost that seems to have human slaves working it on the other end of the bridge, and that's where they like live, in quotes. It's a real encampment.
So I would want there to be kind of the more mobile camp that I can move, one with a Lord Sorrow's tent.
Okay,
I'd want to take
you would want
that,
to do that,
and yeah, but I don't because I don't know for sure how long it's going to take.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of as a place to kind of like round back or like.
So you prepare for a siege, but you don't actually commit to a siege.
Right.
Okay. So
or even just a point to be able to retreat back to if need be.
So your troops gather all the necessary supplies for. It takes around 2 days. How much food are you bringing?
Probably say 2 weeks.
2 weeks worth of food. How many troops are you bringing? All of
them? We're leaving the 20 at the villages that were designated to guard anyway.
Okay.
And then the remaining taking, which would be
60 weeks. What are we saying?
60 troops.
Aha. Oh, right, the troops still. Okay. All right. Yeah. So 60 troops is not going to be enough. You think? Just off of your general statistical knowledge, it's not going to be enough to take the bridge. You're aware of this, so you're going to need to come up with some shiestiness. Like on a straight battle, you think you lose.
Okay.
That's what your tactical knowledge tells you, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm. And also knowledge that if I leave the villages unguarded, that like it could destroy everything.
Yeah, your initial interpretation, because I remember you worrying about the imps attacking John. Your initial interpretation is like, what if they realize that you've brought all the troops this way? You may win a battle. Like you may go, well, you don't think you'll win it because it's still not enough troops, but you might go neutral in the battle or something. And then they just send the imps across the river, because they fly, and just attack the village folk. You'll suffer such losses of which you won't be able to recover.
Have John make a net for the Riverway out of Essence.
Make it.
A net for the Riverway.
Capture
What
the
do you mean
imp.
by that?
Luke. You're allowed to metagame, obviously, because he's a new player, but I need you to acknowledge that this is metagame, so that Leer knows what you're doing is not necessarily appropriate, and then tell him the solution so that he can receive your advice.
What do you mean the last part confuses me?
Offer to, like, basically you're offering as a player, hey, Leer, my character might have an insight on this battlefield that you don't have yet access to.
Hey, Leer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mind if I quickly talk to you a hot second?
Sure.
They're using their alliance to split off into a private chat. Feel free to move yourself, Leer.
Why is John being shiesty? I don't like it.
John's always shiesty.
I know.
Everyone calls me the sneaky snake, but John's the one who deserves the title.
But he's so sneaky, he put the blame on you somehow.
Inventory check on you, Luke.
Oh, can I have a necklace I found out of like off of somebody, like a crystal necklace?
Any particular kind of crystal? Are we just generically asking for crystals? What's happening here?
I don't know, I just thought it'd be cool, look cool. Something that would look cool with my outfit, my Naiadic Shadow Wraith outfit. Like have a
You want
cool,
like just like a matching aesthetic thing? Like, is it just value?
Yeah, just value.
Can we lose something that's equivalent value? Do we have anything to lose for that? Do you want to sacrifice an SS maybe, or luck?
I was just hoping to have like random things I looted from all the. Next time I'm gonna ask you for inventory every time we do a raid, Michelle.
No, you can, dude. Just expend luck. That's what luck's for. It's literally what luck is for.
Luck is to dodge arrows, alright, Michelle?
If you put yourself in the right circumstance and you proc luck, like you're saying, you're just after a raid and you proc luck and you say, I want to find like a matching onyx necklace or something, right? Because that's like a black matching thing. Then I'll do that for you, and then because it's in the right moment with the right environment with the right stuff, I can pump it up even. I'll make it a little bit more powerful.
Okay.
Right? Because it's the right moment for the right thing.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. You should know this, but I'm going to remind you of it.
Well, I just didn't do any of it before.
If you recall, when you DM, I don't even know if you noticed this, but like when I ask for things, it's exclusively when I've earned something. Right? I just want a battle. Right? You know what I mean? Like I just trick somebody into doing what I want them to do. Then I ask for something, like from you, the DM.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, this would be a cool moment for me to get this. I don't know if you realize that I do that, but that's why.
I do.
It's literally as me as a DM, I'm expressing to you that this is the right moment to do something. Use luck. I have a system for it so that players can like identify that easier.
Yeah, I got an 11 for my black necklace crystal.
Okay, yeah. So during one of the raids, we'll say one of the earlier raids when you were still in the in Cat's Lands, right? The Crown Glade. I think it's called the Crown Glade Forest. I can double check that later. But anyway, you you get the cats. Your primary color is gonna be what is it, like black green, black brown? What's your primary color scheme?
You've just said shadow like in black. It's basically all I know is black, so I just choose a secondary.
Yeah, choose a secondary. It can be red, green, brown.
Black green. Black
green. Okay. Yeah. So you get the the green. You get green emeralds that are shadow infused. So they have like this like kind of misting darkness about them.
Emeralds that are shadow infused.
You got 3 of them. You can choose to make them into something.
Oh, but they're not a necklace.
Yeah, they're gonna be three of those because I wanna make it where you can like put them wherever. So
I got you.
There's just these 3 things that you probably found them as a necklace or whatever, but you can take them out and make something new out of them, right?
Roughly, how big are they?
They're like pebble size, so like an inch,
palm?
like an inch by half inch or something like that. It'd be like 2 digits of a finger by. It's actually the finger sized, basically. It's
So
two.
they're kind of
It's 2 digits of a finger, and that's it. It's basically 2 digits of a finger.
this is pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Do you guys need me to step aside, or you settled it on your own?
We've
Uh,
settled on somewhat of a few bits of information that Lear needs to kind of lead us to victory. It's up to
Yeah.
him to take the wheel. In the
Yeah. Are you okay with talking to us both at the same time about what you could bring, or is what
Yeah, that's
was
fine.
in chat
I already
earlier?
told you what I could bring.
It's
Yeah, I'm healing. I'm a combat person.
okay.
My guys are a little bit combat, but they're not really going to be wanting to be in
Okay.
the front lines. They're going to refuse to do that more or less. So,
Are they? I mean, for your healing, is it something that you can do mid combat then, or is it something? Because my first impression is that it needed to be more out of combat, almost.
well, you've seen me perform the healing, so you could always ask about how I did it to Michelle. But it can be during combat. It just takes some time. So like, I guess I would say it's more out of combat. Yes, correct. But I can do the charges ahead of time. So like, all you guys
Right,
would
I knew about
be
that. Yeah.
blessed.
Um,
Well, up to 16 of them. So, can I offer you some advice for the battle?
I mean, it would make sense that you would. Yeah, but I guess what I was about to say first is it would
Hey,
make
we're back.
sense to have that on all of us, right?
I can't really put it on myself, but that's why you typically stay back, anyways.
Okay.
But no, I mean, it would put on you and like your top 16
People.
guys. Put them first. We will use John to control the battlefield. I presume he can make walls and stuff.
yeah, and this is where I just want to make sure that they're good because I know you don't like witches, but I don't know if you're on a witch hunt slash stare.
I'm not. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
was trying to
I was
play
worried about that.
character and trying to keep myself hidden.
Just don't curse me, John.
I'm not a
So John, can you tell me what you can do for the battlefield so we can form a plan?
I mean,
Guys, this kind of stuff is better said in game. Remember, my advice wasn't talk about it out of game. My advice was make a war council, essentially, Lear.
right.
Lear, introduce us in game.
All right.
Go.
Well, so.
Yo,
Okay,
Kusan, who the fuck are you?
I need to ask Michelle about this again. 1 second. Okay, so this is where I don't want to mess up about revealing like he's Kiefer Scrolls, right?
Right.
Are he able to reveal to himself, or is
He can do it himself? Yes.
okay?
You can't do it.
I can't.
You can put him in the same room and be like, "This is the Master of Scrolls," and then like, obviously, when like you want to know, John needs to be on the same page as you, basically. Because if you just surprise him with that, and John's like, "I'm the only one in the room. It's obviously me." Like,
Yeah.
that's a problem, right? But yeah.
Right.
So basically, if you did that, if you sat them both in a room and went, "Hey, talk to him, John," that would be to hit you with a metagame if John would want you to be hit.
Okay. So, yeah, but John
I'm
knew
not
about
just-
this ahead of time.
That's what I'm saying.
essentially.
I'm not just hitting people just cause. I'm
I get
hitting
it.
people because they're accusing you of metagame. Usually.
Right. So I don't understand. I'm still so lost on like how can I have these two come together without that being metagame, other than the fact that they both happen to.
No,
agree
that's
to this
why I'm
bridge.
wording it very specifically, Lear. And I'm not saying that as in like you need to word stuff in order to get by shit. That's not really what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that a war council is a real thing that you might hold, and you would hold it with people that you find trustworthy. And in this instance, right, you can say that the auxiliary force of 6 rifters plus healer might qualify them into the war council.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
That's up to you. You want to be kind of consistent with this. Maybe now, because your forces are so few in number, this makes sense. But like when you have like 250 plus soldiers, 6 people in an auxiliary force do not matter. They don't get a say.
Right.
So you can just make sure you're kind of keeping it consistent.
Right.
Don't make a decision you don't actually believe in, basically.
Right. Because I mean I would imagine that with John's role, I would have to eventually like introduce either go by John to let him know about Luke, or being partner.
No, but
or
that's my
like
point, Lear. Is like you could, in
yeah,
theory, just sit Luke down somewhere with a guard watching him, and then you go
yeah,
talk to John. You don't actually
right,
have to guard him personally the entire time. That's up to you
right.
if you
I
do.
get
But
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um. Yeah, and I think probably with what we've already done with like the player chats is probably enough to like understand what's going on. I would just so yeah, so the war council thing makes sense.
Mhm.
I was just wanting to make sure I didn't like
yeah, you're good.
blow up something on John, you know.
Mhm.
So basically in the scenario of being like, hey, these are our forces and John can, make a wall. That's not going or saying that he's the keeper of scrolls isn't going to like
No,
wreck.
let the RP take over at that point. Have the war council, and then actually
Yeah.
RP it. That's how you get around that stuff.
Yeah, well, but if I'm RPing it and like Luke asked me, should I just be like, I'll let him introduce himself, or like,
That's up to you. That's up to you as a
oh,
character. Do
okay, okay,
you?
okay, I can, so I wouldn't be in trouble at meeting Luke in person and being like, or in game, right, or in character, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Again, this
And
Leah, hold on. I need you to understand this. When you're anything flies in world so long as it keeps consistent with what you normally do. So like if you have
okay,
a board meeting and your thing is like, all right, so this guy on our right here, he specializes in volcanic artillery, and this guy on my
right,
left here, he specializes. If that's the way you want to hold your war council, so long as
yeah,
it's consistent, that's all I care about. I can
okay,
defend you if you're consistent. I cannot defend you if you're just doing
okay.
shit out of the blue.
So in this circumstance,
Mhm.
I do reveal a certain amount of things, but since because of John's role, I also want to like not dump his entire like ability on on Luke essentially, right? I'm like holding back because it's like someone that I need to protect too, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But
percent
I also need him for the okay. So
Mhm.
it's okay to talk about the things that are relevant, but I wouldn't ever bring up something that just has nothing to do with anything we need to do.
Yeah, that would be actually
Right.
strategically intelligent of you, because
Okay, yeah.
Luke could be a friend today and an enemy tomorrow.
Right. So I
Mhm.
just talk about what we need now and that's fine because it's relevant and I don't worry about um and then I'm doing what
You're
makes
playing
sense
in
to me is
game,
normal.
right?
Right. Okay.
Just
Okay.
play your
Cool.
strat. Don't worry too much about metagame. Is only a thing, like I said, player versus player, and it's usually an out of game issue.
Okay.
It's
That
never an
that
in game
helps a
issue.
lot. That
Yeah.
helps a lot. Cuz like the other day out the other week I was worried about like, when Luke was asking me about like, "Oh, who's your master?" sort of thing. Not that like I would consider it as a player him to be the master. Um but like I would tell him I might have there was a scenario where I would have told him like, oh, I'm working with, you know, the Master of Scrolls, and that would have been okay.
Yeah, that would have been fine. Because
Okay.
you could interpret that as being like, who do I work for, basically. Yeah.
Right.
hmm
Yeah, so if I took it as who I work for, I could say, oh, I'm working, for the Master of Scrolls. But
Yeah,
but he's not a
just
witch
keep
sort of thing.
consistent. Just keep
But
consistent.
he
So like,
doesn't need to know that is John, but the fact that then if we were to meet later, I can be like, all right, then I can like reintroduce him as like, hey, all right, hey, this is the Master of Scrolls, and then John could like reply in game, and that would be fine for
no,
him to be revealed at
even
that
better than
point.
that. If you determine that his character is still hidden and Luke's not aware, you can actually tell John to just write me, and I'll play the comm as he's writing me.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk for John if John wants to keep it hidden.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Is when you interact with other players NPCs, I'm the one talking when they don't know it's you, because they can't tell the
Okay.
difference between a champion comm and a player. They shouldn't be able to.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that would be a solid combo, if you ask me.
So what's happening there?
Okay. So, because of the importance to this battle for all of us, we are going to have a war council on it to discuss our strategy. in being able to win the battle and take the bridge.
Okay. So you're holding the war council. Who's a part of it?
I'm going to take the Master of Scrolls and then Kuzan and also a couple of the top military troops.
How do you determine what's a top?
I assume that, well, there's a couple people that are in charge of different groups. So, for example, like when I was taking the group of 20, there was someone else who was next in command or in charge of the others while I was gone. So, I mean,
They look like
it is
I don't know who
smart.
they are,
It
but I
is
know
smart,
they're
Lear.
there.
It is smart to assume that there would be, but there isn't.
Yeah.
But they do take it upon themselves to vote in someone into the war council because you're
Okay.
calling it a war council, right?
Yeah.
So they basically vote in their favorite
Okay,
guy.
they're gonna vote someone in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their
'Cause
favorite.
I want.
Jared.
I was about to say.
So you get a group from the Outlanders and a group from what, the station soldiers? No, the
No, from the I guess
the expedition party, right?
yeah, the expedition group, and then one from the from the scouts.
Okay.
I walk in like I own the place.
All right. So Lear, do you just kind of have them all come in at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys see what looks like a real knight, like a knight. He comes in, plume in his full steel helm, and he puts down the helm. You see another dude who looks more like ranger-esque. He comes in, he sits down. His like really pretty green eyes are like shining in this darkness. And then you guys see Luke, right? Who's Kuzan, who's like this kind of burly looking teenager. Who also has green eyes. And then you guys see a robed figure, I believe, right, John? Let me look at the inventory.
Go sit next to the ranger.
I would like it to be, but it's more so. Last I saw, it was Shadowlands.
Oh no, I think you're wearing aren't you wearing like merchant stuff?
Yep, Traveler's Merchant outfit.
Yeah, never mind. So so he's not robes. He's more like a refined light leather type situation with very simple clothes. But they're like nice. They're nicely made. But a little bit roughed up. So it looks like they've been worn a while. and then you see Leer, who is Null Guardian Leer, right? Who's wearing his tier 1 armor. If you recall, tier 1 armor includes in this instance helm, cuirass, greaves, boots, and bracers. And then he has like the leather armor and then the associated cloth underneath, right? The padding cloth. And Lear has purple eyes. And then the last guy. Wait, no, that's it, right? Yeah,
That's
Knight,
everyone,
Knight Ranger. Yeah, that's everybody. Never mind.
I sit next to ranger guy.
All right.
Okay. So everyone sits. This is a table of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4, 5. Yep, 5.
I'll just take a seat next to Lear.
Okay.
Lear has the head seat.
All right.
And I'll go ahead and, if the seating matters, I'm gonna have
This table could fit 8. Sorry. So, but Lear does have the head seat, or 9. Excuse me, 9. It fits 9, and then Lear has the head seat. This would have been Lord Sorrow's table.
All right. I'm gonna have I'll have the more knight-esque person on the other side of John, and then Kuzan on the opposite side with the ranger on the other far end.
And this would have been this war console took place before you moved out to the bridge, or after you moved out to the bridge.
When did we find out about how heavily guarded it was? Before?
It would have been like
probably?
halfway during travel towards.
Okay. So we'll set up the camp kind of like a ways away from the bridge, but like close enough that it's like reasonable to like easily travel to it.
Yeah, you're not sieging. You're just setting up a war camp.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're setting up a war camp like close enough to it, but not like right up on it.
Okay. Yeah, you would have received news like that for sure.
And then is there like a small like I think I know what the bridge looks like, but could I like have an illustration?
Yeah, I can do illustrations. Let me
Like
pull that up for you.
MS Paint's solid enough, you know?
Fuck yeah.
No, I have the whole ass Photoshop for this kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Because I think I know what you were describing, but I don't want to like have an idea of what I thought you were describing and it'd be totally different.
My cat keeps standing on me, and it's like, dude, I'm trying to do shit.
Because were you saying that like the bridge has multiple entrance spots on each side,
Yeah.
or you just
So
yeah?
it's a twin road essentially, right?
Okay.
One out, one in, kind of, sort of,
Okay.
right? You know, highway status. But
Mhm.
it's large. It's large enough to fit 20 wide on each entrance.
Okay.
But because of the fortifications, it only fits six wide. It's not actually 6 wide. It's just 6 entrances. So 6 people could, in theory, charge this bridge.
Yeah. So for example, are the two bridges connected, or are they like side by side?
They're connected. Yeah, they have. So they're side by side. In theory, right? There's like river in between, but they have like little mini bridges. 3 of them. So
All the way
one
through?
towards the beginning, one in the middle, and then one at the end, essentially. And the one in the middle is connected to the barracks house. I am pulling up
Okay.
the program, so I can draw for you.
That's fine.
But
Yeah,
I'm glad
like,
that you're enjoying the theater of the mind, because that's usually the way we play. Of course, everything needs an update. I literally just checked
So
this like 2 days
you're
ago.
saying you usually would pull up
I
that
can
image?
I can draw maps and shit for the people that can't imagine, but it sounds like you can. I think you're just not used to it.
Yeah, and I don't want to like misimagine. So basically, I
You
could
can,
get
yes,
on
you
the
can
first
wait for
bridge
clarification.
and then at like a connecting point at the middle, switch bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
So what that makes me think is that we can essentially try to attack sections of the bridge by walling off other sections.
Some of the servants bring out some little play like figurines and stuff, so that you can like actually start setting up the scene of the battle.
Okay.
As we find time
So
for the
they
Photoshop.
give you a, because nothing else was said, right? They give you a little soldier for each 20 soldiers.
Okay.
So they represent 20 each.
So what would make a lot of sense to me would that we could use one of John's barriers to block off reinforcements from coming down one of the bridges to essentially trap in
You refer to him as
controlled.
Master of Scrolls, correct?
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Mhm.
Um,
Remember that you're in
to
game.
trap in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
to
it
both
game.
trap in. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
To both trap in the demons we want to fight and to stop reinforcements from arriving.
So control the flow of how many demons we're taking on.
Right, and we can do section by section of bridge while controlling the number. Because the barrier actually seems like it would be even more useful rather than creating a barrier between us and them. More just like being able to
Floodgates, in a sense, letting only so many.
right, and then we're able to control a smaller number at a time without having to take on everyone at once.
Oh, he's live.
Now, the part where the bridges interconnect could pose a little bit of a challenge. Are the interconnecting parts of the bridge able to be blocked off? Do I feel like I can block those off?
Okay, so
without having a magical barrier.
Anyway, continuing.
Okay, can I share what I had and see if this is
Yeah,
like a
feel free.
what I was imagining? Let me see it. Is this kind of what you were thinking right here? Kind of
Well,
like
yeah, essentially.
here's all the land, then like all the land, and there's like these two twin bridges coming across, and then like interconnecting points.
Yeah, and your scouts would have revealed to you that on the right there's a like a kind of like a natural path. You think they used it to build the bridge in the first place?
Yeah. So
There's
this would
like
be
there's like a
the
stone
west
step.
side, and here's like the east side, right?
Stone step. Let's hear more about the stone
Yeah,
step.
that's correct. Wait a second. Yeah, that's correct, Leer. How did you know that? You're memorizing the directional paths.
Yeah, but I was thinking about the bridge as I approached it.
Jesus
Water.
That's
Christ,
why I did it
Leer. Hold on.
sideways.
I'm giving you a fucking boost as all holy hell. I'm gonna call that Battlefield Tactician SS. And then probably like a Greater Wisdom SS, and yeah, you got those two things. Although
Okay.
that alone, I've never seen a player do that before.
Well, that's why I was wanting. It sounded kind of like not that it was like crazy intricate, but like intricate enough that like I wanted to like picture it.
Yeah,
So where's the rocky path?
it's on the right of this.
So, leading up to it, or like kind of like connected.
It's like yeah, it'd be like kind of underneath. It's like all along the right columns of that thing, and then like quite a bit out.
Okay. Like out into the river, or like out.
Yeah, out
So
into
like
the river.
if this is all
Yeah. There's
So
also
there's kind of
you're
like
missing the
just
building,
rocks
obviously. But yeah,
right in here, right? The building or like the encampment or like
no,
towers
right
that
of
works
that,
at.
right of that.
So like in here.
Yeah, it's there to the right of that. It's like pretty far.
So like on the edge,
More than that.
like hanging
Like
off
almost
the
in the
bridge.
water.
It's in the water for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
so
it is.
Oh,
so
it's
on
down
the
below.
yeah, it's there. But basically go north and south right there. I mean north and south. Go west and east right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So basically, there's like a bunch of rocks over here,
Exactly. Yeah. That's the
and
utility.
it's
That's not what they use to build the bridge.
okay. And is the water flowing under those rocks as well,
Yeah.
or it's
Water's
kind of
flowing
flowing
over. Yeah.
between, or it's
Flowing
so the
over.
water is flowing over like
Yeah, it's
that
really shallow.
between.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not. Okay.
But you could
And then
technically
this-
use that path as well.
And then this is up above this,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, by a large margin. The bridges are
large
huge.
margin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
it's like 20 plus feet up compared to that ground walk. But the ground walk is like it's still deep. It's hard to maneuver in that.
Is it feasible for a demon to get from down this encampment up this wall, or is it more
what
that they
wall?
can only to the west side? Can they move over to this west side and get up this way, or is it more that they have a better path back towards the east side where they were?
Oh, it's maneuverable on both ends.
Okay.
Is that what you're trying to say? You can go
Yeah.
from land to river to land in either direction.
Right.
It's
Okay.
just difficult either way, right? Is
Mhm.
what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no tactical advantage one way or the other.
Okay.
But I will say that the their encampment wall is on their end. On that
Okay.
pathway.
So they do have like an extra like
They have a
barrier
camp.
here.
No. They have a camp that's on their end of the land.
Like over here too.
Yeah. They have, like I said, they have an encampment, right? So they have like a slave built encampment there. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously that's not to scale, but
Yeah. Let's try and like get a rough estimate.
It's-
So
it-
more or less.
it takes up both bridges, their encampment.
Oh, so like
It takes up
It's
both bridges and it's
basically-
largely to the right.
it's like this ish.
Yeah, but way more east as well, right? Yeah, like I said, it's not the
Okay,
scale.
well, I ran out of
Yeah.
room. Yeah. Um. Okay, so more or less, if you're getting what I was saying, is that like we can, um, there's basically like reinforcements or like barriers, kind of like along like this, correct?
No, I did not get that.
Okay,
You're
you're saying
burying
it's normally
what? Oh,
no, you're saying they did,
Yeah. Sorry. Their ramparts are basically making you go in like a squiggly line all the way east of each
or
bridge.
they're like more like
Zigzaggy, right?
this, or are you saying
Back
they
and
kind of
forth.
have
It's like a maze. It's like a maze.
like this?
No, they make you go left, right, left. It's like
Yeah.
Oh, so like
So
full like zigzag mode. So
yeah.
they have like these.
right,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes,
There
yes,
you go.
yes. On both
See, that's
sides.
important.
hmm
Okay.
What are they made out of?
It's mostly wood reinforcements, but there are some like presumably like sandbaggy type materials and rock as well. But it's mostly wood.
Okay. All right. That helps me visualize it a lot. Okay.
Is the wood dry?
You don't know.
And you said normally this is about 20 wide, but in here it's like 6.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what about these connecting parts?
And just to be clear, it's not perfect that like zigzag, right? There's like spots. I don't need you to draw it. I just need you to know it. It's not 6
Right.
wide perfect the entire way through. It's more like
Right, but roughly.
yeah, it's more like one person here or 2 people there, 3 people there, right?
Okay.
Just like randomly throughout the entire bridge. It's not consistent.
Okay.
That's why I
What about these like
describing it as a
connecting
maze.
bits between the two
Completely unguarded.
bridges? Well,
I
how
mean,
wide is it?
it
Though?
has its natural things. Good point. They would actually be 20 wide as well.
Oh, so these are like some big connecting bits then.
Yeah.
That is
So these are like
overkill.
big connectors.
Yeah.
What the heck were they doing with this bridge?
And they don't have
The
any
bridge, like I
barricades or
said, guys, the
anything on
bridge is
them.
huge, right? So these 3 are you know, they're not represented well here, and this is not the scale.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was imagining that there was like 2 main ones and then like 3 smaller interconnecting ones.
That is
'Cause, like-
yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is that bridge is actually way bigger than this drawing portrays.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so plan is I put barriers up, and then
Right. That
that's
essentially
like
like you can
overwhelmed.
block this part and then we can deal with any forces in here and then
Yeah.
like
we'll
move
squeeze
this
up.
bit by bit. But the problem with this is that you have the possibility of them coming in from these sides.
Yeah, Michelle,
So-
how many barriers do I think I can cast and channel at a time?
It's I think the biggest worry is your your actual like ability to keep it up. You need
Leer.
something to catalyst.
There. Did you ever tell me about portals?
You guys are in the
No.
war room right now. He's discussing portal. He's discussing walls. Remember,
Right,
you guys
yeah.
are in game. I know this is hard
Yeah.
to keep up with because
Yep.
I haven't
I can
haven't
do
talked anything
barrier
about that.
reliably, but doing more than one at a time will be
Is
challenging.
I think 2 is if you're 2, like that's perfect, but if you can't, then I understand that too.
If I have a catalyst, I should be able to do it easy peasy.
Question: these walls you're making, what else can they do? Are they just solid? Can you push them and move them?
I can arcane pulse them, so if
What does that mean?
Enemies are bashing against it, it can do a repulse to knock them
repulse?
off. So in a sense, what we could do is I put up the barrier, they build up on it, and then I do arcane pulse, repulse on it, and it could possibly knock them over, and then I could drop the field, and then our guys can come in, swing, hit a few, fall back, and I throw the barrier back up. So we can start picking them
it's
up
that
way.
glitched ass button that was causing the issue, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. Very.
All
Just
right.
turn that key off. You don't need it. Whatever it is.
Yeah, I guess not.
Or
Unless
not
it,
stop your
I
recording.
mean, might be a good time for me to take a little restroom break then.
Kuzan, what do you do? So I know.
You asked me right now in front of everybody.
Okay, I'm back.
Yes.
Well, then I say, I heal people. As you might have heard, there was people. Some of the soldiers, and some of
The soldier said, the soldier with the knight armor, right? He goes, "That's not a exactly a national secret." Thank you, by the way. And he tosses you like a gold coin.
Oh, you're welcome. I catch it. Adding it to inventory, Michelle. Go fuck yourself. Don't take it away from me. Is it gold corn special in any way?
It's a vacate standard gold coin. It's worth like triple.
How do you spell it? V-A-K. Oh, actually, I'll look at the world map. I have it somewhere right here.
Not Vacantian. Vacate. Hold on. I got you. Keep playing though.
You're welcome, by the way. And like I was saying, I can have the blessing applied to 16 soldiers. I suggest we have 16 people go ahead of us, and then when they get injured, we can cycle them out between new people that I can reapply the blessing to as they are losing it. We just need to make sure that we can have a funnel point so that our 16 guys are the strongest, and the ones that have the blessing on them can continuously go forward. So we need to deal with the imps from above and the side rails and the 2 other passages. So we need to find a way to block off bridge 2 and that little creek path.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
Let me throw this idea. Well, how about taking out one of the bridges completely?
Okay, well,
Sure,
I
blow
didn't
it
know
up.
that was an option.
Yeah, right?
I mean-
God.
I mean,
Blow them both up.
Leah, let me take over. Assuming
Yeah,
I can.
that's fun. No, so you think you're capable of destroying one of the bridges without destroying the other? Or you're saying that we're
no,
going
I'm just throwing that as a possibility. What is it made out of? Stone and wood, or just wood?
stone? No, he's saying the barriers were wood.
I don't think I can destroy it.
Yeah.
But for a quick sidestep, I do also make portals.
How many can you have up at a time? Where they go?
They go to where I've been, so we can choose a established safe point, whether it be Castle Sorrow or one of the other places that I've been to. Those are the places that I can get us there safely.
Does it take more energy the farther away it is, or is it kind of a set amount of effort?
Can you make the portals go into the water? Deep?
No. Portals will we could try to use portals to explode the base of the.
John, we've been over this like a million
know,
times.
but
I
it's
swear to
so
God, I'm gonna
bad.
punish you.
It's so bad.
Stop! We've been over this so many times. I swear to God, if
Hey,
I have
he
another
asked
year
it.
of this, I'm gonna kill you. Like,
He asked for it.
it doesn't matter if someone else says it. You already know.
You answered what Michelle's told you 4 billion times, apparently.
Yeah.
No.
So the answer is no, you can't. Okay.
I cannot transport water. I do not. Water and portals do not mix. End of discussion.
Okay, good to know.
So as a
Fucking
backup
John,
plan,
man.
So
retreat,
okay, wait a second.
everything falls apart.
So how do the portals work exactly? Because I've never seen them. Are you able to like have is it something that people have to like get into, or could it
They
a
have
demon?
to gently push against it and go through it. They cannot run into it. If they do, it's like running into a wall.
Could
So
we
it's like
use one of those passively as like another form of barrier at the same time as a wall?
I don't want to because, long story short, the amount of essence required for this for a portal is a lot, and to continuously channel that is really bad.
Okay, even if it's from like one side of the bridge to the other.
Yeah, that's still bad. Like
Okay,
we could,
good.
dare I say, go across the world if I've already traveled there and make a
It's
portal.
the same amount of energy either
Yeah.
way. Okay.
I do not recommend using it as a wall. I only recommend it as a form of retreat if all else falls apart.
Okay. All right, in that case,
I can also make flares so we can see all the goblins that are flying around.
we don't really have a way of dealing with the imps.
Oh, my bad, imps,
Yeah.
not goblins, imps.
Yeah, I mean, if some of them fly to the village, um do you think the guards that are left there would be enough to deal with them? Or
Why don't
do
we
you think we
just
just
put
ignore
everyone
them?
in one defendable location that's not burnable and let them hide out there with the
Would it
food?
would imps would imps do other sort of destructive things at a village other than just try to steal villagers?
I mean, probably burn everything else down, but everything should be able to be rebuilt, especially if you're not defending an onslaught of demons all the time. You just got to make
Yeah.
sure the villagers stay alive and you have your food stay, you know, intact. Do you have a defendable, non-flammable building you
Maybe
can
it would
put
be the
everyone in?
castle. Yeah.
Lord,
Put everybody in the castle.
I'll be right back. Keep going.
How many imps do I see? Or how do we see?
The reports state that they could be as high as like 15 to 10 maybe. Somewhere around
So
there.
the 20 soldiers would be able to defend the villagers
Hell, two people
from the
could do
imps?
it.
No, in theory they would be stretched thin, but they're always. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna be stretched
They're
thin.
always stretching it. Well, that's
Yeah.
what they have
Okay.
anyway. So I don't think I do anything special back at the villages. I think we just leave that as is because that's the
You put them
standard
all in one
state.
location so they're defendable.
Well, that's where they but they can't just always be defendable because they have to produce
No, just for the
rations.
fight. Once we take the bridge, then your other guys can go back. Yeah?
I know what you're saying, but we don't even know that the imps would the imps
How many
be
archers
tact
you have?
I mean, are they pretty smart enough that they would even want to go for something like that?
Depends on what type of imps there are. How many archers you have?
I don't think I don't think the types were necessarily specified because I more or less inherited
The
them from Lord
Outlanders,
Sorrow.
the Outlanders are skirmishers. Some of them are archers, and then the the people that rode out your expedition force, they're almost all knights. They're knights and soldiers. There's very few knights compared to soldiers, but same idea.
Okay, so how many in total that would be archers?
The Outlanders are skirmishers. They're not pure archers.
Oh, so they could, but okay. I see
It's
what you're saying. I'd want at least like a couple of them equipped to like especially help protect the Master of Scrolls because I think there there's a lot of potential for him to do a lot, but he needs to be able to have his focus on doing things rather than defending himself. So we want to give a few people to him just to defend him from any imps that might like fly past the majority of our troops
You're
to
dedicating troops to John?
attack him. Yes.
Yeah, Michelle. Quick question. This is player wisdom or character wisdom. A flashbang up in the air would mess up the imps most likely, right?
You don't know? You think so?
Why would you ask that question?
Thinking of doing it.
Then just do it.
Alright.
Yeah. Well, you would need to know that, as a
Learn
group
it
ahead
more
of time,
ahead of
because we
time.
would also need to protect our eyes. So there would have to be some sort of signal that we would know to watch for. And also, it presumably would have to be, hopefully, when the imps are in the air and we are not in the middle of battle. Because if we're in the middle of battle and we do that, then we're just blinding ourselves at the same
So I'll tell
time.
you what. I'll when I have barriers up and we have a breather, I'll quickly glance up at the sky. If there's imps nearby, I will have whoever's guarding me call out when it's going to be coming out, and everyone will just prepare themselves to look either down or away, so the bright flash doesn't get to them.
Okay.
Or I do
And
it
then
from behind, so they're facing towards the enemy, and only the enemy will be flashbanged. Which would you prefer?
Okay, so what were the two options again?
Either I would have the guy call out flashbang, and everyone just looks down at the ground and brace for
Yeah.
impact, or I do it always behind our troops, so no one from our side gets blinded.
Oh, that they're already looking forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would make it less effective against, because it's farther away, though.
Yeah.
So I would lean towards having like
Call out.
a barrier and sending it past the barrier
All right, and then we'll just do, you know,
and calling it
flashbang
out.
out. All right.
Yeah, would the demons be able to like learn and understand what we're calling out, like if we're doing this multiple
They speak
times?
demonic, and we don't understand them, so we can assume none.
Okay. So, but
Possibly a
would they be
second
able to like
would
recognize the
understand.
word after a couple times?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
I mean, just have the guys calling out flashbang, and
Oh, there's a
then
lot going on. Yeah.
and then um, just have 3 different choice words.
I think we would have to limit the number of people who could call for that though. It would have to be either you, because you know when you're going to be able to use it the best, because you're in the back looking forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think that should be up to your discretion, honestly,
Alright.
because
I'll,
you're going
I'll
to be in the back seeing forward. Because like if someone in the middle of it is calling for it, they can't look both in front of them and behind them at the same time.
yeah.
If you're in the front,
Give
you
me
can't be
one of the
turning your
guys that's
back.
with me.
Hmm.
I'll just signal to him like, "Hey, I'm doing this," so he'll call out,
He'll call out for you.
flashbang,
Okay.
and I'll time the release.
Okay.
All right.
Um, Michelle, based upon the scouting reports, are they literally on the bridge trying to like guard the ramparts, or
So there's a few demons that patrol. Um,
okay.
they say that the majority is in the encampment though.
Okay. And then that path down below, there's not that's just like a path. There's nothing down there other than just the rocks. Is that correct then? Or was I right about there being like a small, like
So
defendable spot?
the way they describe it is like I'm drawing. So
Hmm.
there's they have like these kind of gate things
Okay.
here. Um and then they have buildings that you can kind of see from the other side.
Yeah.
here.
Eat the potato.
And they know that the majority of the demons are in here. This is like the majority of the troops.
Right.
But there's like usually at least one or two patrolling this
Mhm.
area. And then the thing I left out here too, actually, let me get that, is there's a building here.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to, and that's down below.
No, this thing, well, it actually
It's
does,
attached.
it does technically connect. So I guess this area here would technically be passable, like scaffolding wise, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this doesn't like, it doesn't have a floor entry. It's just
I
It's
was
only
about to
connected to the
ask.
bridge.
right.
I was
But
about to ask.
its base is like down there. Like technically you could break into it or something.
I was about to ask.
So-
Is there a window or anything?
No,
that,
there's no window. But its door is here. And then this is like so if the bridge is 1 story, which
Right.
is technically not true, it's technically 2 story. This thing is like 5 stories.
So it's going up higher, even beyond the.
Yeah, it's like a watchtower on top of not going all the way to the first
And it's
floor.
only accessible from the bridge.
Right.
What benefit would it provide us? Because it doesn't have windows, right?
Huh? What? No, it doesn't have anything underneath. It has everything above. So technically it has
Yeah.
windows like starting the 3rd story.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
That'd be a good capture point for us, and I'll be able to be guarded while looking over the bridge.
Right.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
So that phase 1 is to take the first
Get to
half,
that.
take that, and then get me there, and then second will be
What's the demon count?
What is the demon count?
Yeah, I asked the war room like what was the last demon count they had?
over 9,000.
Demon count?
Like how many enemies?
Yeah, how many do we think there are?
At least.
Their suspicion is that it has a I think I wrote it somewhere, didn't I? Hold on.
Oh shit!
Why the fuck isn't
I
it?
think.
I have something
Well,
to say or ask afterwards.
Oh, that's fine, 'cause I'm not using a dark enough color anyway. Yeah, let me get that. So the demon counts that the scouts can see, like I said, is they know that there's a large encampment up north, and then they know that there's at least 2 usually patrolling on the bridge. That's a couple days ago.
mhm.
So I don't know what it is now. There could be anything. But
There were only 2 demons on the bridge. What you said, right?
Is this
when
near a rift?
they initially looked, yeah.
Right, but we should anticipate that there might be someone. Did we see anyone in the tower?
No, they distinctly said that the tower appears abandoned. Like they don't use it. You
Oh, okay.
think and then you would be able to harken back to like your couple years experience over in Castle Sorrow, because there's like certain parts of the battlements that you're not able to go onto. You're just too heavy.
Oh, that's where. Okay, so that's the
Remember
building we're
that
talking
info?
about. What it's too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be like light.
Mhm.
Is it too heavy for like? I mean, John would be fine, and like Kuzan and
Yeah.
crew, right?
Yeah, most of the soldiers are good. Leer, you're
Miss
what's
me.
considered a
Okay.
large character. You're
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
You're monumentous even. Like
Okay.
you're like over 1,000 pounds.
Okay.
Holy
Right,
cow,
just to
dude.
kind of give you a better iteration of what your character is.
Right.
Like you're a big guy, right?
Your mama was feeding you more than flowers, by the way.
The demons are kind of in the same boat as you think.
Okay.
Hot question: is this near a rift?
There is no rift sighted. So they don't believe so.
Okay.
So do we think we'll be able
Remember,
to
this is all information gotten to you from your end of the bridge. No one's able to been able to cross, right?
And 4.
All right, keeper of the
Michelle,
scroll.
typically speaking, for my knowledge, wisdom check here. How well do demons see at night?
So the demons actually have as hard of about as hard of a time spotting people as you guys do, which is why your group is so effective, Luke. By the way,
Mm.
feel free to pull me aside if you wanted that information to be private. Or
So,
Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's
hey,
fine.
would you prefer me to not throw a red flare up there in the sky for us to see the imps coming in? Then
What? Me and my 6 guys fight all of them? No, we're good.
okay. I'm just making.
So the
You guys
flare
have an
wouldn't
advantage.
be
You guys
important.
actually could sneak when we're fighting. Well, actually, you guys don't fight. Never mind.
The knight
But
commander.
they could sneak. Yeah.
Yeah, they can sneak.
Can I send can we do the battle the next day and have like Kuzan's group go into the encampment? Or are they too like
The knight commander
is that like
suggests
too much?
placing two battalions, 20 soldiers each. So he moves two of the pieces out here, and he says he can hold this. He thinks with 40 soldiers, assuming that he can
Okay.
get here. He can hold these bridges. He thinks for a while, maybe like an hour or
Okay.
so.
Depending on how many people they throw at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is like I'm asking about if like Kuzan's group can sneak into the encampment during the night before the battle.
Kuzan, so what would you say?
I would say that we should probably try to do some reconnaissance at night and then go
Yeah.
from there.
So you would like to
So-
sneak in there.
So he wants the night prior to the battle.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay.
And would you be able to do anything to help us? I mean, would you guys be able to do anything to weaken their plans or ensure that like somehow that we're able to pass through those gates?
What, Leer?
God damn it! This fucking.
Would you be able
key.
to mess up anything in their encampment or like do something to those gates on the end to make sure that they're passable or that they can't like shut or that there's some way that we can like let ourselves through and the gates not be an issue?
You talking the green parts?
No, like on the other end where the gates are. On the east of the river.
top part.
The gates to the encampment.
Oh, to make sure we can get through them.
Yeah.
I mean, I can look at them when we get there, but
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
guys
see-
are the ones most of the night side. I'm just kind of like following
okay.
them.
Okay, well if they could figure out a way to ensure that we can get through the gates, that would be great. But if there's not a way, then we'll find out.
You've been
Well, at
feeding
least
my
now.
guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Hey,
anything that they're able to do in the
Okay.
night to mess with them
Do
is
we have-
ideal.
do we have anything flammable? Because I'm assuming the battlement that the demons have is wood, right?
Primarily
of
wood.
All right.
Yeah, well, you
Let's
said
let's
The
keep
bridge
this-
itself, by the way, guys, is like pure stone. Like it's
Like
really,
duero
really hard
poles.
stone. Yeah.
Let's keep
Yeah.
this pure, sweet, and simple. Could we just get some flammable oil and stuff? Have them plant it.
You have no
There.
such
Mhm.
materials.
We don't. All right.
No.
I say.
I
then
mean the wood on its own.
Let's just drop this idea. It seems like it's a bad idea to send out our healers in the
No,
first place.
It's
just
only
for-
Kuzan that's a healer. The others don't heal as far as I know.
Yeah.
Are they trained in first aid?
No.
Not that I know of.
Kuzan just starts fucking laughing.
So they would be able to, scout it, but I mean, would you not be able to use like a flare just to set? Would that be enough to set
We don't have anything
like
on
tents
fire.
on? Yeah, but
If
that
it
would
was
help
gonna
us.
ruin our night sight, it's not worth it. Like we just get
Well,
in there, we
Oh,
look
it would
around, and
ruin
come
our
back.
insight, yeah.
It's a red.
Right, but
flare.
I'm
Made
saying
sure.
would in the day we could even use that to Or would the flare should be enough to set a building ablaze,
What a
right?
flare! I don't remember having a flare gun. Are we talking about John
I have
here?
a spell.
Yes,
I
John.
have a spell that I can cast a red
Or
flare.
fucking what? Did you introduce
Keep your
yourself?
scroll,
What?
yeah.
Take
I am the
take
master.
your scrolls. Masters.
Keep
Can I get a real name? I'm gonna call you Paper. All right, your name's
Ask
Paper
him.
from now on.
Ask him, Luke. You fucking troll.
No, all that was in
He
me.
is.
I did ask him.
Yeah,
he
He
was
said keep your
asking.
scrolls.
Okay.
So Paper
You
is not
gotta
his
you
name.
gotta give John some time to think, Luke. Even you
Like-
have to slow down for John.
You can call me
Paper. All right.
John.
Mm.
Nothing.
So Paper.
No,
You
no. legit,
fire,
my character's name is Jonathan. Like out of game. Just
Luke, seriously, slow it down. I get that you're excited, but know that John has a lot more time to respond than you're giving him.
It's not fair.
first that he said nerf the
Intel. Base character.
ranged characters. Now it's ranged nerf the intel, right?
Just so you, John takes a hit for that because this is a wisdom stat that he's getting benefited from, not an intel
Come on.
stat.
Thank you for
Come on.
nerfing him. I appreciate it.
It hurt. I felt that one.
Remember, perception of time is wisdom.
Yeah.
The amount of information storage is intel.
Jonathan,
Hey, do we have ropes?
I have rope on me.
Why do you have rope? Strong rope? A lot of rope? How long?
John has rope? What?
Yep, medium
Apparently.
sized rope in my inventory.
You actually have rope?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I don't know. I had it.
What? Your
and I
character
kept-
definitely lost it. He just wasn't.
No,
he wasn't
no,
willing to
it was
carry
my
it.
rucksack. No.
He
no.
went. He has a whole ass rucksack.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he lost that a long time ago.
No. That's bull.
Like,
Can we
Hey,
not-
at least it's
Can we
not
not have
just me.
the? I mean,
Hey, you told me
we
to
would
double
have that
check,
at the
and now I'm
encampment,
losing
would we
all my.
not?
where,
inventory.
yeah,
That's
where's your
what's
shit?
up.
I told you to fucking check.
It's right here.
Where's it at? Let me see.
Right here, under inventory. Medium rope, rucksack, water pouch.
When you gathered this for a reason, right? I can't remember why.
The rucksack?
The stuff, yeah. Why'd you get this stuff again? It was for like mission specific, wasn't it?
It was for me to be able to continue moving in this damn forsaken land.
Yeah. You left that at the castle. That's
What?
that was
No.
meant for like another day, some long time. Your character would not have. He would have put that shit back in the inventory room.
would we not have rope at the encampment though?
Rope is
Yeah,
useless to me
yeah.
anyways. I only got one arm.
That's what I'm saying. John's character would not have been carrying the shit around for years.
No, it
That's-
would be the.
No, the
With,
one time I
uh,
go adventuring outside this damn castle, I want to be prepared.
That's fine, but you don't have it. Is what I'm telling you. You had to regather this stuff.
I'm putting this under property because this is rude.
Yeah, exactly. Property. That I believe.
Fine.
That's believable, John.
Fine. I am not happy about this, but fine.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Do we imagine that a flare?
So wait,
would
we
be
have
enough
rope,
to
yes or no?
set-
No, we don't. I don't, I should say.
Never mind.
Do we imagine that a flare would be enough to set the encampment on fire in any
No
meaningful
wisdom
way?
check.
They're
Will my
demons. Why do
player-
they care?
John, how do you not know this?
I don't know. You told me that.
John, your flare is
Magical
not
fire?
Solros's flare. Does that help you?
What?
Your flare is not Solros's flare. Does that help you?
The
What does that mean?
I have no clue.
kind of.
Okay, even if you were Solros, what would you need in order to make your flare do anything?
Clear barrier. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I hope this is all clarified. It's information you already know. You fucking troll.
I was trying to clarify because
You
magic
know
fire
this!
is-
You're so deep in it,
fire.
John! How do you can't don't do this to me.
Half this recording is gonna be us yelling at John. Apparently, mostly Michelle.
Don't do this. This is why I'm giving him his weakest interpretation of his character imaginable.
uh,
So it sounds like the answer is no.
no.
It wouldn't be powerful enough. Okay.
The Pebble Road. Question for the room. Pebble Road on the bottom. How easily is that traversable?
With some difficulty, you said.
What kind of difficulty? Like if we slip, fall in, we get taken by the river and die?
Oh, how fast is the
Oh,
water?
sorry. The scouts reported that that it would be they reported exactly this. It would be a troublesome venture into the water. Those who cannot swim are not recommended to go.
Besides me, who can swim?
The war room looks around at each other. The armor knight goes, "I would like not to try."
Are the pebbles
Yeah.
like able to be jumped from to like pebble to pebble?
I mean, it might be viable for you to do scouting, but it's not viable for combat.
No, Luke, you will submerge on some level. It's
Okay.
like in theory the river you're swimming if you tried to do it, and you wouldn't be able to do it because it's so strong, right? But in that particular area, it's really really strong and it's pretty deep. It'd be like hip height.
So you would like Leer would probably be able to do it because he's so tall, just walking straight.
Mm-hmm.
So Lear's in theory the only one who could use it.
No, people could do it. It's just hard. Imagine. Okay, the real problem is like
You're going to exhaust
Um,
you're going to use all your energy on that.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like what if they come and meet you on that river? That's a fucking problem.
Well, my idea was to have my night guys lead all of us through the river to that little point, and then to take it up, and then wait like until morning to merge out from that building.
I don't think that's necessary. I think it would be better to just ambush the couple of guards that are there and get a real forward position. How big of a barrier can you do,
Stealth, guys, let's.
John? Could you go across both sides of the bridge at the same time, or is it like one or the other?
John hasn't seen the battlefield. But if you
Yeah, from the
his,
description
do you
of
bring
how
in a
wide.
scout? Do you bring in a scout to give you like a better idea?
Yeah,
Okay, so a scout comes in and like kind of like lays out the idea a bit better, John. Your character is able to break down the mathematics of what he's describing, and you lay out the field in its entirety. You could surmise that you could basically enrapture this entire area in barriers if you wanted to.
Like,
Literally, like you would be able to like zoom out. Oh fuck! I fucking keep forgetting my fucking thing is broken. You could zoom out this much and keep wrapping barriers around that entire field.
Oh, so are barriers, can they be multi-sided then?
What do you mean by multi-sided?
Well, like, is it one single wall, or can you have like multiple sides of the wall?
Well, I have.
Can it like curve, or is it always straight, or?
It's a wall.
I'm gonna
Yeah, but
shoot
like
myself.
some walls can like, bend, or they might have a turn in them.
Can you reverberate
John-
from both sides?
John can make even this kind of extreme barrier if you want.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so we can be very precise.
John can make very
with the walls.
precise, very exact, stupid barriers. It just can't do.
Okay.
It can't do that twist in there. You saw that twist like this? He can't do that.
Yeah, it can't cross over itself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like playing Snake. He can do that. If he really wanted to. He's
Wow.
faster at doing this though, obviously.
Right.
So can he just entirely block off one side as we just fucking 300 this shit down the other side?
Well, that's why I'm saying we shouldn't quite do. We should be sectioning parts of the battle to both block incoming and also give us room to advance.
So if this was the layout, I think if I understand Lear correctly, he's saying that if this guy is there, right? The two circles are the demons, right? He wants to essentially do this.
And then kill that guy.
Right. And then as soon as this guy gets over here, he wants that to happen. And then the guy's like, oh my god. I think that's
Well,
what Lear's trying
it
to
would
do.
be more or less like probably a straight line across those dividing sections, more likely than not.
Hot question.
Oh, that's okay. So Lear is suggesting that he gets a ability to funnel into both of these individually at that point.
Nope, the other direction.
Oh no, not like this.
Like doing it at the different sections. If people, because I'm assuming that there could be people,
Oh,
demons
you're
coming
saying
out
like
to fight
this?
us all the way across, just in one straight line.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, like that.
Yeah, but then
Uh-huh.
moving that barrier forwards and backwards, moving it east and west as
Oh,
needed to let
you want
through.
him to move it like that actively?
No, like create one, drop one, create one, drop one. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
because from what
Yeah.
he's described to me, he can do that.
One final hot question before I say let's get this on the road. If I was up there on that tower, that 5-story tower, um, I would be able to see into their encampment and be able to cast barriers from there or into there to block off their main.
Yeah, if you were here, you would have full access
That
to
is our
their
win.
location.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
our goal.
that's our win condition because then I can block off all the barracks. We can possibly release all the slaves and murder hobo demons for once.
Okay, so I think the
I'm sticking with
strategy
Leer this
is
entire fight, by the way.
You're what?
What?
Sticking with Leer this entire fight, by the way.
I mean, but your strategy is that you're gonna sit back and heal people as needed.
Yeah. Next to you.
Oh, okay.
Turns out Luke has the same fear that John has.
That's just taking you to the very front of the battle, by the way. Just letting you know.
No, that's actually where I want to be. Is like directly behind the front of the battle.
Oh, okay.
So directly behind you is great.
And then also, so I think the plan then should be is, near dawn, we should. Would your group of 6 be able to more or less assassinate the demons 6v1,
Depends on the
the two
demons.
single?
It depends on what
So
type of
probably
demons they are. Like some of them
it-
literally just won't die. Like
okay, yeah, so probably better just to basically at dawn try
The
to.
reports, the scout is still in the room. Lear hasn't dismissed them. The scout would basically say, "Hey, these are the Naraz type demons. Have you heard about
Oh
them?"
shit!
Okay.
yeah, these are the ones that don't die. We're
um,
not assassinating them.
Okay. Great.
so
I knew that they were going to be there, but I didn't know those were going to be the
oh,
type on the
this
bridge.
is
Also, most likely you're not gonna want to get hit by them because like healing is not gonna save you if you die instantly.
yeah. This you're gonna need like 20 guys per one.
No.
That's not too far off from Lear's estimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a normal Naraz that has lived on the mortal plane for millennia takes about one can take out 10 guys. These are fresh out of hell.
So then
So
maybe we need John to come
Oh
up
my
with us.
god! Why, John? Do you remember that? And now you're magic shit. What the fuck? I have to
Why,
reward
by
it.
what?
I have to reward it. Hold on. What do I want to give you for that? That's such a big one.
I'm back. John, you said they're fresh out of hell?
I'm gonna give you greater wisdom for that one, John.
Alright. Take that nerf
No.
off me.
Hey, how many if I remember correctly, I imagine that I would be roughly equally weighted but not like advantaged against them.
Sorry,
Would I be roughly equally weighted against one of the
Naraz.
Naraz demons, right?
You haven't actually had the opportunity to fight one yet.
Okay.
Hmm.
But
You've-
they're roughly the same size.
You've like often thought about the opportunity, and you do think that you'd be able to go 1-for-1 with the Naraz. From the description and the way that you've grown, you think that that's doable. You
Okay.
don't know that, right?
Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm suggesting to the knight s commander who had the idea to put 20 and 20 on the bridge and hold right there.
Mhm.
We send 10 with me and
He
Kuzan.
reminds you of the 6 wide issue.
Okay. Yeah, they can file in behind, right? Or well, it doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah. However you want to do it, just he reminds you of it because
Yeah.
it's going to be an issue with what you're describing so far.
Um,
Well, we could be in one of the clear areas though, correct? Because there's
Sorry.
like little bits of clear area between the
Oh yeah. Like you can like work your way in.
ramparts.
Yeah. But the idea
Yeah,
is that you have to funnel in either way, right? So
right,
obviously, if the demons are at all intelligent, they go into the funnels and hold.
right.
Mhm.
I
I'm going
something about
That's
previous
expected
character
behavior.
that you had.
right, right, and that's where we need to use the walls to keep them from doing that,
Mhm.
John, or Master of Scrolls.
His name is John, both in game and out of
Oh my, it
game.
is.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. Well, in that
Um,
case, John, you get what I'm saying? Like, we want to capture these two
one at a
Neuros
time.
types.
Yeah.
Well, or even I think we would want to advance one of our groups into one of the funnels, into one of the main areas, and then with a over in an overwhelming amount, like the full like 20-ish that we could get in wide area.
You can't get 20.
Uh,
Or are you saying funnel into one of those areas?
yes,
Oh, okay, so you're saying like you want
use the
everyone to
walls to
group up
ensure that we
here.
can do that. Yeah, and use the walls to ensure that we can do that.
So this is the battle trap right here.
Right.
Yeah.
And use
Luke,
the walls to make sure that the demons aren't able to like fight us as we get into as those 20 get into position.
Okay, so the walls are going to be represented in purple. So you're
lit.
saying you want John to do that.
Yeah. And if possible, we want to put it all the way across to isolate one of the two uh on the opposite side away from on the opposite side to where we could get to that watchtower.
On the opposite
So
side?
yeah, so we would want to try to put the wall farther back
Oh, you
and
want John to
isolate one
put
demon.
like
Yeah,
this.
right. And trap one on that side of the bridge so we can just deal with one of the two
Like
that we
this? Or what
think
do
are
you mean?
there. Yeah, like that or just straight across at the first point, either way.
Luke, did you die?
Yeah, that would be a fine spot if we could like get him stuck on the other side of that barrier.
I mean, this demon's obviously capable of doing this. Are you worried about that at all? One of your outlanders asks.
Well, it would only be one of the two though, right?
I'm back.
Oh, there you are.
Assuming
Yeah,
that
What?
that's
there's
what I'm
two
trying
on
to
this
avoid.
bridge. You're
That's what
saying
I'm trying to
you're
avoid. I'm
okay with
wanting
this one rerouting here or what?
Hey,
No,
Luke,
I'm trying to keep that one on totally the other side of one of the walls.
hop down into world chat too for me.
You do
So they
see
can-
this, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying you want
Yeah, something like that.
three
That would be
portals.
fine. No, just
I mean three
one.
portals, you mean three barriers.
I would only need one, right? So like say if you go up to but where that arrow is and go straight across, like right there, just go straight across. Just straight across right there. Yep.
Uh-huh,
That's
okay.
only one. Yep. Only one barrier.
So you don't need these?
No. Because if he can span it all the way across, the fact that there's not bridge under the middle part of it doesn't matter.
Well, you know he can go like this still. Is that not an
Yeah.
issue to you? Okay, that's not an issue to you.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
No, because he ideally the demon would be on the other side of the wall.
What wall?
That wall that you just drew. Like you see, like because those demons are patrolling it up and
Right.
down
Oh,
the bridge.
you're theorizing he's
I'm
here.
waiting till he's up here. Yeah, I'm waiting till he
Oh,
moves
okay.
further. Yes.
You don't know what the situation will be like when you get
Oh,
here. So like so
they could
that's
very
something
well see.
right. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying. You're gonna be noticed very likely. The imps fly right, so
they're going to see us on the way.
it's very likely that they're like flying around or some bullshit, and they'll see you
On the way.
right because they're up high, right? They can fly like
Right.
miles high,
Mm-hmm.
so they could be like seeing you right now, even in theory.
Okay. And John and Kuzan are in the chat, but would they have any way of like hiding us, or not realistically speaking.
That's if you're asking Kuzan if he can hide you. That's his question. Same thing with
Okay.
John.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
that's
you're
fair
in an
enough.
alliance with John, so I could technically metagame with you, but I don't know that that's actually part of your alliance ship.
Yeah.
So if you want to work that with John, like, hey, can
Yeah.
I know your information? And you can know mine. If you say that and that's an agreement, I'll be able
Hmm.
to share that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't. Every alliance ship is a little different. The ones that I'm used to are usually okay with like open ended info
To
toss.
help each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know that that's established between you two.
Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. So basically, we could do a more intricate thing to like just zigzag the walls all over the place to make their like
John's saying that he can do any amount of barriers needed up to like this big. So like in
right.
theory he can do like the entire fucking map.
Yeah, he can't like dome or anything, can he?
He can dome, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I see. That's the kind of example of something I shouldn't have said until I know he's giving you information.
Right.
Right.
Well, he sounded like he was like
I know that he
willing to.
probably
Yeah.
is open with you, but
But no, he told me
my
he
point is
gave me all of his like spells, but didn't tell me how they worked.
oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, yeah. If he's open, he's open. But my point still
Yeah.
remains that if he
Yeah.
wanted me to be
Right.
punished, he could do that. Just so you know,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
punish
Fair
me.
enough.
Yeah, you can be like Michelle. You're not supposed to tell me that. I'm gonna punish you now.
Okay.
All
Exciting.
right. Have we gotten the plan straight?
Okay. So I misunderstood a little bit of intel, and thinking about being able to sneak up on the encampment doesn't seem feasible
Yeah, let's
like I was hoping
drop that.
to. So basically we are going to just have to go with creating walls to like segment the demons apart from each other, just in at least in chunks.
Why can't we sneak up there?
The imps are going to see us coming.
Also, your guys are not too thrilled about it. Let's just be honest.
I mean,
Save-
He's coming.
your scouting group is going to be able to go in at night and see, but like
Mm.
our main force is not going to be able to like just sneak up there. Also,
Can we disguise them anyway? Because we could go up at night and then wait until dawn.
well, I mean, but where would your guys be?
No,
Oh,
I'm
yeah, I
saying
guess
we can take the
okay,
main force at nighttime,
yeah,
right? If
yeah,
they
yeah.
can't.
Well,
Yes, that would be
well,
good.
the
That's what
stealthy
I was
guys want
wanting
to
to do.
leave the night before we even plan on doing this. I bring that to or their attention. You know,
Are
to
we?
have.
Yeah, can we get the information about what
I'm back.
Kuzan's group?
Oh, ha!
Can we get the info from
All right,
Kuzan's
hold up,
group from scouting the night
hold up,
before?
hold up, hold up. Michelle, in game, I say let's at least talk to the stealthy people and actually ask them what they like to do. I would assume they want to leave the night before to scout.
All right. The Outlanders chief begins to speak, and then Luke, what you would correct them?
Oh, because he's referring to me, right?
He thinks they're referring to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, let the real fucking rifters tell you what's up, right?
Yeah, I correct him. Say, yeah, we can take a look and come back and talk to you. That's all we're gonna do is take a look, though.
The
Yeah.
Outlander's confused and looks to you, Master of Scrolls.
His name's
I mean-
Paper.
John,
I look to.
were you happy with Kuzan's response, or did you want the Outlanders to speak? That's what I'm asking you right now.
I consider Kuzan the leader because he keeps shutting them up.
Excellent. So the Outlander is especially offended. Which is what I expected from John.
You know, right?
You set up a trap and a half. Thank you, Michelle.
Dude, I'm just confirming with you that this is not unrealistic expectation. That's all I'm doing.
Sneaky snake, I'm on to you.
I'm not a sneaky snake for proving to you what something I've already been trying to convince you of. Anyway,
All right,
He's-
so we should just meet back after getting the information from them, taking a look around.
So are you? Does it mean that you're releasing them into the mission like several days in advance?
Like the night before that we get there, because we're like our encampment's close enough, right?
No, that's my point. You don't have that encampment yet. You should. In theory, they would have already spotted you.
Oh, we were already spotted
If we're
at this
running on
point.
that timeline, yeah, you're no longer worried about being spotted because you're already under threat of being spotted. It's like every minute of every hour is a potential chance for you to be spotted right now.
Okay. And do either of you have any way of helping us stay from being spotted, or is it pretty much impossible, you think?
I looked at paper.
This
Right,
would have
John?
been this would have been the oversight that you caught yourself on, Leer, in this moment.
Yeah.
Because we were already in an advanced position, I forgot.
John, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to
Okay.
understand why he's looking at me. Like for stealth?
No, I am. I'm asking you.
If there's
Hey,
a
do
magic
you
that
have
can aid.
do you have any sort of magic that could help our soldiers like sneak up while they're not spotting us from where we're at?
I'm looking through my spell list and I got nothing.
Wait, I mean, have you been to the bridge before? Can you portal us there, or is that too risky?
I have not been.
John
to
is unwilling, just so you guys know. John is unwilling. I mean, this is mostly for Lear, but John is unwilling to portal anywhere where he doesn't have active like control over.
Okay.
Huh?
He's too scared. He's literally too
Yeah.
scared to portal anywhere he
Yeah,
doesn't know.
that's
what's
why I was
happening.
asking him.
Wait,
That-
wait.
yeah, that's
Like,
why I
like
was asking.
that he hasn't been there before?
No.
No,
Specifically
not
that
he
he
wants
doesn't
it
have
to be
control over.
secure
Yeah.
in addition to knowing where it's at.
Oh, so like, you don't want to portal somewhere that someone could have moved something?
Yeah, apparently.
John, that's pretty
Okay.
normal for me to tell your character, but usually I don't make you so paralyzed as to not be able to do it. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I could, in the past, force it, but not this time.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Okay. So essentially knowing what we know, can we just go ahead and go with the strategy of putting like since your ability to put barriers down is like
Just clarify
super
again where each of the 20 soldier units are.
right. So 20 on either side of the bridge as originally planned. And
Okay.
then we're
That's only
wanting
40 of your
to
troops.
right.
Where's all 80 of them?
Well, we can only really put 20 on either side at a time.
So are we
So
saying that there's more in
the
provision
rest
too?
are going to stay. Yeah, the rest are going to stay back with John since we can't even realistically
Maneuver
use them anywhere else.
Okay, John's gonna be what, the star?
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this realistic, like a U formation around John in the center, or does John get like his own platoon next to him?
They're like around him, yeah, and with them, yeah,
Oh, so you have a platoon literally right on him.
yeah. And
Which one's your weak side then, left or right?
we're going to say left is the weaker side. I'm going to go on the right.
Okay, and you're on the right. You're clarifying you're on the right.
Yes. Because I need to make sure that like the main priority is that John's group is going to move along behind me as we get to the
So John's heading this way eventually.
yeah, to
I'm
move
back.
to get to the
Sorry, Luke.
tower.
No, you're fine. My sister asked me to move some laundry over.
All right. So Luke, are you with this attack force? Is that what you're doing? Are you agreeing to this? What Lear's proposing, or what's going on that end?
I missed what Leer exactly proposed most recently, but yeah, my plan was to be up front.
Yeah, he wants to go with me.
Like, put my marks on all the guys that are in the very front, and then stay behind those 16 people, and then
I want you to use the majority of your marks on the group on the other side, since you're not going to be able to physically get over to them. And then
Oh,
use one. and then use your other remaining ones on myself. And I don't know if John would even allow that to
Yeah,
happen to him.
I'm not doing John.
Luke doesn't have that many. He can't do a whole division.
That's what I'm saying. As many as he
16.
can. So, he would
So
do like 14 over on the platoon on the left, one on me, and I don't think John is going to let
you want one on
John.
John just to protect him, basically.
Yeah, but I don't know if John will allow it.
What is it exactly?
So you two are in the war council, yeah, John. The part I left out was that Kuzan is also a Saren. So you feel each other's cores. Kuzan, when you feel John's core, it feels like very,
Crystalline.
very, 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 very tranquil, like super smooth.
I throw
Um,
up.
super smooth, right? Just like the most brilliant erratic feeling ever, right? And then when John feels you, Luke, um, John, you feel almost like a cauldron of fire, like a deep burning type sensation. And it feels erratic.
Can I
Are you chaos base, Luke?
If you don't know that from that description and your
I'm
own description, then I'm not answering.
I'm asking in game. I know.
Hey, and hey, also knowing that when
I
I've
shrug.
watched Kuzan heal people, do I feel like I can like recognize that versus any other sort of action?
You talking about your essence fragments, or what are you saying?
Y-
If I try to blow John up, I think he's
No.
asking.
Yeah, could I ensure John that I could make sure his healing, premeditated healing, is safe?
Oh, no, you couldn't. So the problem is like you remember the incident with the Abysmal when you had him in
Mhm.
training. He sounded very similar to what Luke does. So like,
Right.
there's no real difference between his casting and the Abysmals. So like, Luke could very easily decide to just blow away this country as far as you're concerned.
I could, and so like by the time I either I wouldn't have time to react to what he's doing. Essentially, is what you're saying,
Well, it depends. You don't know how this works. You're very new to this stuff, right? You haven't seen
right?
that many very many Sarens act yet. The problem is that you're just too inexperienced. You think you could maybe one day figure out how to decipher between an attack spell and a defense or whatever, but right now you can't.
Mhm. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So John's not even an option there then. Okay. You know, I'm gonna. I want to trust you to put it on me though,
All right.
and then the 15 because that 16 is your cap, so one on me and then 15 on the other side of the
They
bridge.
last.
Are you not doing
Michelle-
John no more?
Well, John
Yeah,
said he
well.
wouldn't take it, right?
I didn't ever say that.
We
No, I'm
presume he wasn't. I wasn't planning on doing it. Because I feel like it'd feel weirdly with his Saren abilities. But if John wants me to try, like really wants me to try, I'll do it. But I think it's gonna hurt John.
I don't
You're-
think it's worth the chance right now. With too
So
many
John
unknowns.
rejects,
I'm down for
and
experimenting.
Luke is reluctant. Lear, do you force it?
no.
Okay, that's all we need.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is I by knowing that, that's why I chose not to.
Okay.
In
So
the future, I'd like to try out. By the way.
if you get stabbed, we'll do it.
Yeah.
So, so Michelle, clarification: when a mark is consumed, I no longer have like I'm no longer occupied with that, right? So therefore, in theory, I could apply a new blessing. Is this correct?
No. What? No. No. You can only do so many a day anyway.
How long can
Oh,
they
so 16, I'm done.
No, 16 is your max being able to hold. It's not your max being able to cast.
Right. Okay. So the 16 hold. Say that one guy gets healed or dies or whatever, right? I'm back down to 15 blessings out, can I then do another blessing
No, that's
that's
what I'm
being?
telling you. Casting is separate from what you're able to hold.
You can
He's trying
only
to figure out what's his casting
16
limit on a day.
No, no,
Right.
no, 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 no. Let me walk you through this scenario differently. All right, so my thoughts on this thing
Mhm.
is I'm gonna have like 3, 4 dudes just huddled next to me, right? Once some of my marks gets used up, I want to have them in the back with me, and then I will apply the blessing, and then I'm like, hey, go out, right? Like you're good to go, and then I send them. Does that make sense? So that it's
No,
already had.
Luke. During a day, you can only bless a certain amount of people. That is much lesser than the amount you're able to hold to the blessing.
So he's asking if he does it to 16 people, one of them dies, he can
No,
mark
stop.
another person.
You're further confusing the situation. Your essence pool allows you to hold the mark reasonably with 16 people. Right? If all 16 people are stressed, sir, it will fail. Your spell will fail on multiple of them.
Stressed?
Right, as in like it's actually used all at once, all 16. If they all dramatically start getting fucking flambéed, you will and die or go unconscious.
Oh, because my essence haven't actually been applied to them yet, is what we're saying.
Right, you have the ability to hold contact to 16 individuals. You cannot heal all 16 dramatically at once. You will
So you're going to have to switch your focus.
I got you. I
As they're-
misunderstood the ability at first. Thank you.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. And then that's separate from what I'm trying to bring up now, which is you cannot actively bless 16 people in a day.
It has to be over a course of a couple days.
Right. So this has to be premeditated. If you're actively
Well, we already
switching,
talked about that before we.
yeah, exactly. If you're
Yeah.
actively switching your blessings from your rogues to these soldiers, you would have been doing it. You would have started doing it earlier than today.
Gotcha.
So did you, knowing?
I would have
I don't
already
know.
had
Do
some
I
of your
know?
soldiers blessed, Leer.
Yeah. Well, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lear's talked
then-
about this day, like weeks in advance, basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so one.
And I assumed that you were okay with it, Kuzan. So that I've been
Yeah,
making
yeah,
you
yeah.
bless it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, and then I also wanted one on me, but we hadn't discussed that part.
That one can be like day of if that's like the only one I do, I guess.
Right, exactly. And we can establish that number if you want, Luke, but I'm okay with this being a light number so long as it's dispersed throughout days. Just so you need to know that. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that I didn't communicate that well enough.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I was
I also
still
think
new
it-
to it, so I might have just misunderstood something you said along the way.
Right.
Can I
Alright.
see the markings? Just,
Huh?
I would like to have my character at least look at the marks. Just
There is
to...
no marks.
Okay. Never mind.
There's no physical rune or augmentation on the persons.
Or tattoo.
You also don't sense any innate essence anywhere.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. So, given that, John, are you okay going ahead and basically
Kicking ass
controlling
with
the
your bubble
flow of walls, like putting up and putting down walls to ensure that there's a
Yeah.
low flow, and also like controlling how they're able to move past, and that we only want to encounter the
at a time. for
right,
each platoon.
right, specifically at least for the null, or for the Naraz demons.
Yeah.
Are you also at the same time able to do well? And then we have the flashbang for the imps.
Please. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess that's the plan. I don't know that we can get.
If my guys are coming with me, Michelle, I presume they're not, right?
Okay, let me separate us. Hold on. So your guys obviously will never volunteer to a fucking fight. That's their
having
whole thing. Huh?
Yeah. I wasn't going to even ask them to be a part of this battle.
All right. So I know, but we haven't actually discussed it yet, right? So Samson basically, like, if you try to get him to go and scout this thing, he'd be very reluctant because that's the exact kind of shit he doesn't like to do.
Mhm.
He likes scout. Well, let me rephrase. He likes scouting and he likes doing his thing, but he likes doing it for his reasons, right? The paladin finds use in them and rewards them for doing their thing. The paladin never demands anything from them.
So
Okay, so like Leer asking them to scout, that's almost an issue, right? Because he doesn't know what he's walking into, but he's demanding that he scouts this area. That's like a dangerous action, right? Versus what Samson normally does, which is he goes to where he thinks there's a high likelihood of survival and just sees what he sees and then keeps moving. This is different, right? This is like a very like he needs him to go onto this bridge and look at the enemy camp. That's a very different demand than just go across the coastline and see what he sees.
I
Do
got
you
you.
get the difference?
Can he see along the coastline?
He would see nothing more than the scout, the wildling.
Previous,
Yeah, scouts would have received basically.
Because it's not on the other side. Okay.
Now, that being said, he listens to you, right? If you want him to do this because you think it's beneficiary, he may do it. But if it goes badly, you will tarnish your reputation. Not to mention, obviously, if it goes badly, your crew will die, and you only have 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I need to have maybe some more incentive for them to do this. Like maybe if Lear can offer money. I don't know if that's something you can do or not.
Your guys aren't really interested in the money so much. You like
Things.
mostly you like powerful objects. Yeah, Samson is more of like a
Relic
demon
hunter.
arms collector. Yeah.
You haven't told me about any previous items he has.
No, because he holds it. They're rifters, Luke. They do not show you their weapons.
Okay.
Right? They don't show you their things. They don't do that. That's not their thing.
Well, I just meant like I've never heard of like tell of seeing something in battle. That's all.
Yeah, they're fast. They're efficient. They're fast. They do their thing. They don't linger. You don't really see a lot of the fighting, really. Like you're usually on your own, doing your own thing, right? Like if you're in the middle of the woods fighting, and they're like, sometimes maybe Samson would come over and like kill a dude real quick, but he would do it like in a single strike, and then he would like keep moving and be like, "Watch your back, man!" Like he'd do that kind of thing. But you don't actually fight side by side. You're not doing any of that shit.
Is there anything in the? Does the village has wood and stuff? Or I guess it wouldn't take too long.
You're talking about the palisades in the demon village? Yeah, it's wood.
No,
What do you
I'm trying to think of something else. I'm trying to think of another way to scout without it being so dangerous for Samson.
Okay. Feel free to think about it. You have an additional 5 minutes.
I guess.
5 minutes for planning stage to be over, and then next session will be actual battle.
Is there
Awesome.
wait, next session. We're not doing it tonight?
No, next like tonight. I'm gonna do a second session. I have to.
Oh,
edit 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
okay.
you guys have any boats or any way that we could go across the river at all? Yes. No.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So, Lear, can you go ahead and tell us the full fleshed out plan that you had in your mind so that we're all on the
Yeah.
same page?
So
Hold up.
we're going.
Hmm.
Okay.
I
Go ahead, John.
I could make arcane barriers above the water for people to walk across, but that would be very.
That's incorrect.
obvious. Oh wait, yeah, it's not those type of barriers. Never mind.
Reports John for fucking.
Yeah, I
lying.
also report John for interrupting.
Okay. So
This is why we
basically,
die a lot with John, by the way, Lear. Anyways, go ahead.
we're going to use John's walls to section off to where we aren't going to encounter a Naraz demon in one of the choke points. And then we're also going to rely on flashbanging any imps that might be coming up. The goal is going to be that he's going to save our eyes with the walls that he's making as well.
That's also incorrect.
No. Maybe
Is
Oh.
that something
all.
John told you would happen?
No.
Because
No.
okay, just making sure.
It seemed implied at minimum.
Johnny boy!
I did not. No.
Lear's
no,
ratting
no,
you
no.
out.
God
I mean,
damn
I might have
won't-
misunderstood.
I
but,
won't punish it. Yeah, because Lear's new. But
I mean,
but just know
Yeah.
I'm on you, Johnny. I'm on you. I see you trying to bend your rules again.
so
No.
is it that we either, because we were talking about having to do it either behind us, but then that would. I mean, you think
No.
that's
We'll just call it
viable?
out.
Johnny's walls are clear arcane barriers that hold physical presence and requires a physical hold underneath it.
So you're not going to be able to hold the wall and do the flashbang at the same time. Is what you're saying? Is
No,
that right?
he can't necessarily multicast, but he can have a lingering effect spell.
Okay.
Channel it.
He creates barrier, right? And then on the separate stage, he decides to start
Right.
creating the flare, launches the flare,
Okay.
and then he can continue. So long as he maintained the barrier for like a solid 3 hours or something, he should be fine, right? In theory. The problem that he's coming across is he has no catalyst effect. So so if the demon starts slamming his barriers, he may just fucking like give up.
Which they're Naraj, so they're gonna do that instantly. This all sounds fucking horrible. Michelle, question: how far are we to the Paladins camp?
Very far.
Ugh.
It would be on the map. The Paladins camp is this way for
No, you're
like
not
2
doing
months.
it. I
Have
think.
the map.
You heard, Luke?
No, what? Is
It's
it 2
that
months?
it's that way like 2 months away.
I need to bring up your stream again.
It's not. He's not streaming.
Oh,
I'm not. What?
Yeah,
What the
because you
fuck?
moved rooms.
Oh shit! That's a good point. Okay, my bad. I didn't know that.
I like it. So we go across, go hard left, and we just keep going. Cheers.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the thing are, do we have enough archers to deal with the imps then?
We don't have any archers. That's another misconception. We have people with bows.
Okay, so are the people with bows able to deal with the imps?
It's like a roll of dice.
Roll
They're
dice.
obviously better equipped to. They have a larger threat range, but the imps fly high. They don't need to fly low.
Right. Well, I just don't want them to be a direct threat to us.
The imps are that. Luke, please help me. You know I'm not allowed to fucking do what I'm doing.
Okay.
Is
So the
it-
imps in the past that would have attacked me. I'll be speaking from experience in game.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We archers have tried to hit them. Only one archer actually successfully did, and he was a badass. That imp got fucked and fell to the ground and died. It was great. It was glorious. Everyone else missed because it was too high arched, right? They flew past us and down into the woods and then came out at us. And then everything was just on fire and all chaotic. It's not something you can plan for. They're all like super chaotic psychopaths, right? Flying around. But the likelihood of you shooting up into them
okay.
is very low. The likelihood of them just bypassing us to go terrorize the castle is very high. That's why I said you should put everybody in a non-burning building with all the food and any valuables that you don't want burned, and then put a few guys there to protect it. Because as long as these aren't the like super powerful imp generals that I fought in the past, literally a kid with a stick can beat them to death. All right, they're not that bad.
Okay.
So if they're in a non-burning building, then they should be okay, and you can just give your villagers some sticks and be like, "Have at it."
Yeah, I mean we left soldiers behind too.
Well, then that's
So-
perfect.
Yeah. So would the 20 soldiers be enough to deal with like 20 imps across? Would he? Oh yeah, I might as well just send them all to the castle.
There you go. You need like a section fortified center because they have 20 guys running around. He's gonna be trying to swing at one guy, and then another imp's gonna grab the other guy's leg, and then he's gonna grab his arm, and
too
he's gonna
much
fly him
chaos.
up into the air, and then they're gonna drop him.
So this is
Okay.
a great example, Lear. You're like trying to correct a past decision, This is
Yeah.
exactly the issue, right? We've already established that we've moved forward and had the advanced war tent set up, right? So we know that you're not back there capable of communicating these decisions.
Okay.
So that's locked away from you. We've made that
Okay,
mistake.
that's fine.
Right. Mhm. But I'm making sure that you know that that information that he just gave you was super valuable. It's sad that it's late.
Right.
Mhm.
I wish I could do that, but I can't.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
No, I told him that ahead of time before we left that
No.
they wanted them. I did.
Nope.
I did. Before we left, I told
Nope.
Leer.
He didn't observe it. He didn't listen to it at the time. He didn't know it was valuable. He knows it now.
Hey,
Yep.
I could
Oh,
open
okay.
a portal and
I was just defending myself that I told you,
Yeah,
Leer.
well, we could send one person on with the portal. We can send
Oh
one.
my God, Leer!
I
Greater wisdom.
did that.
Yeah, John did say that.
We don't believe John. We don't believe John. We never believe him.
Okay.
What the
He's
fuck?
just trying to get us all drowned to death by saying we could walk across the river.
Hey, it would be even better if that person. Well, never mind. I want to send someone I can trust. I guess I'll send one of the soldiers because I can't trust one of
Send like
the
the youngest one.
the weakest of all. Are we able to take people? Are we able to bring more soldiers with us too, or is that going to take too much energy? Knowing that we're
John puts up a portal. It doesn't take that much energy to actually remain, like, keep the portal up, right? It just takes energy to generate and then turn off.
Hey John, can you go then and like send? Oh,
Actually, I think I may have misspoke, John. Isn't it you just generate a lot of energy turning on? I don't actually think you generate
it's
very
hard.
much turning off.
It's easy to snap off because
Yeah.
like,
Never mind.
snaps
Sorry, I
back into
misspoke.
place.
Mhm.
It's the initial
Creation.
making of
Right.
the portal.
Is it reasonable to do that then,
Yeah, 100%.
John? Yeah.
I can send someone.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are we able in the same breath to have you go and bring more people? Bring a few more soldiers, or do you think that it would be prudent to keep 20 soldiers there just in case?
How about this? We
Lear, this sounds like more of a personal thing that you should do because no one has a greater level of command than you or
Okay.
John.
How many imps did I think there was again? Was it roughly 20?
20.
Yeah, I'll just keep it that way.
do you want me to send a scout?
Leer's going, I think.
No, just send like the person that I think is the least helpful in battle to go gather all the
No,
villagers.
Lear, you're misunderstanding. You need someone of high command in order to do it fast.
Oh,
People will
okay.
challenge the command all day and night.
Oh, okay.
Just go yourself, and then we'll wait. That's fine.
Yeah, but John's gonna be able to take me back though. It'd have to be John then, because he's the only one that can open and shut the portals.
No. Leave it open. Just leave it open.
Oh, you can just leave it open, both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Have we?
John's only, like I said, John's afraid to leave portals open and to open portals into unknown destinations.
Yeah, so
He's
it would be
totally
to the castle,
fine
and to the
to
castle
leave
and
a
back.
permanent open. Yeah, so long as it's secured. And in theory, the castle is secure.
Right.
Mhm.
So I mean, I think it just makes more sense for that person to be like, the knight that came into the war room.
Lear, why are you avoiding sending yourself? What's happening? Give me that thought process. I need to hear it.
Because if there's any other planning that I need to do at the battle, I would have to make the decision. So we're
This is
making all
presumably
the
the day before, right? So like
okay.
you do this, then Luke scouts, then new day breaks, you siege.
Yeah, but something could happen while I'm away, though, right?
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
So you're valuing the loss of time greater than your loss of being here. Is that what you're saying?
Wait. I have a solution.
Okay.
Leer. What was your name again?
Narcotic Guardian Leer.
Guardian, you said? I was gonna call you Guardian.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, Luke, he corrects you.
Narcotic Guardian Leer.
So Leer,
Nicknames over here, okay?
so Leer, just Go deal with your people. If something goes wrong, we will send somebody for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that
Hot
works.
question. Oh shit! I haven't been to the villages. Right? Within these 2 years, Michelle.
Does it matter?
Yes, it does.
Correct. You would have been too scared to visit the villages.
What up, bitch?
I've been trying to fight this problem, Luke. I hate it. Best
You
I
should be
can
fighting
do
the one that's
is
obnoxious.
literally send you back to Castle Sorrow, and
Mhm.
you
I
do
can
what
get
you need
this all
to.
done in time.
Send out who you need to from there that you know you can trust to go out to the villages.
Why are we going to the villages? That part
Yeah,
doesn't
like,
matter, guys. That part doesn't
To
matter.
bring all the, yeah, so I can reasonably go over there, send out enough commands to get everyone to the castle and come back.
I'll leave the portal
If
open.
Lear's the one to go over there, they will respect the demands as stated. If someone else goes over there, they will respect it less. The like efficiency of it all goes down like crazy.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll do it.
All right. Warn you, you will be nauseous as fuck as you go through. Your narcotic stuff will probably fuck it up. So I would
Can I
recommend
just leave the narcotic
armor
stuff with
off.
you?
Yes.
I'll hold it for him.
Lear de-armors.
No, I'm not letting any of them put. I have
Lear, so
someplace
you're
to keep it
aware
safe.
the armor on, armor off time is about 15 minutes. It's like 15
Yeah,
minutes on, like 6 minutes off.
Okay, but I have plenty of time to do it though.
Yeah.
100%.
Let's.
Okay.
He's telling you for future reference.
Okay.
If you
good.
jump back through this portal and all hell's getting broken loose, and you're like, I put my armor on, he's gonna be like, I hear people dying as you're slowly putting.
Also walk him through how to go through it and make sure everyone else here, gets training on it in quotes, like
Mhm.
how you enter the portal. Do not run into it. Do not.
You have
carry
people practicing?
people. Yeah, let's do that. Let's
We
take
send everyone back.
to Castle Sorrow and back.
John's having a field day teaching soldiers to go in and out.
Hey, the sooner you
Anyway, guys. Anyway, we have to close this session. All right.
Yeah.
So next session will be the battle. Boom, 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 boom. All right.